Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 37 of my early campaign where I'm playing as Aragon. And in the last episode I think I was continuing to work on conquering some islands here. I've just about all of the islands are now mine. I just have Cyprus left and I will be saving that until after I've taken Greece because the Byzantines did fall. Not to me, I think they just kind of died of old age, or maybe they died fighting the Egyptians. I can't quite remember, but the Byzantines died off, leaving Crete and Greece open to an attack so that I could attack them without really having my trade disrupted. Although now that I know that I'm not trading with the rebels, I guess that's not true. But my income is doing pretty gosh darn good, making almost 7,000 a year is, not bad. I think I was making like maybe 12,000 when the Byzantines were alive, but I'm still doing just fine. Now, since the Egyptians don't have to worry about the Byzantines, I wonder if they are going to be able to take Greece before I do, because they have an army here that's just kind of, it's pretty sheltered, right? Because they own these. Oh no, they don't own this province. This is the papacy. Oh, okay. In that case, they don't really have a free army, do they? Because, yeah, the papacy is kind of extended out a bit here. Interesting. The papacy, are they at war with anyone or not? No, they're not. They're just taking rebel provinces. Okay. Cool. So I am waiting for my port to be finished here in Crete before I can move these armies. When that's finished, I will just go in here and take Greece. It shouldn't be that big of a fight. It looks pretty sparsely defended here, and that's going to be really nice for me because Greece can make a bit of money. I mean, it only just has silk, which I guess isn't too crazy because I have other provinces that have silk, like Sicily, I believe, and then Valencia, and I have a few other silk. Yeah, Castile silk, but that's the thing. Like, look at this. I'm making 2 grand, and what does Castile have? Silk, and then how's the farming in Castile? Do I have any farming upgrades? No, I don't. Oh, okay. Let me look at that. How is the farming here? Farming is 866. Wait, do I have no upgrades for farming in Castile and it's making 866? Holy shit, I need to get a farming upgrade here. That's, wow. That's a really big oversight. Yeah, I need to work on farming here in Castile. Huh. Yeah, I have a bunch of them here in Leon. And I'm only making 17, but yeah, I'm guessing wool isn't worth as much money as silk. I think I can see that somewhere. I believe. I don't really look at this very often, but if I looked at Leon, and yeah, that opens it up for me, and it kind of shows me how much I'm making off of exporting my wool. I'm making like, what, 44 per port that I'm trading it to? And then if I look at Castile, I'm making, yeah, 71 off of each port that I'm trading it to. And I'm also importing wool, I guess. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so that kind of shows you the breakdown of the worth of some of these resources. And yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I kind of want to look at a few more. Sicily, like what would Sicily have? Because Sicily has a few resources, right? It has sugar, silk, and then grain. And what would it be? So I just want to take a peek at this because I haven't shown you guys this and I haven't really looked at it either. So why not look at it? So what's it going to be? So yeah, we're making like, this is confusing. It's not breaking it down for us. Okay, so altogether for all of the provinces, because the way that trade works is that you're only trading these items to provinces that don't already have that item, right? Like that's pretty obvious, but if you think about it that way, so yeah, Mercia doesn't have any of these 3 items. Same with Wessex, same with Norway, Denmark. If we look at like Flanders, for example, Flanders must have grain and silk already. So how much am I making off sugar? 67. Okay, so that's getting us closer to the truth here, the true. So, and if we know we're making 71 off of silk, how much is grain making us? I guess I could do the math, but it'd be easier if I could just found a place that's trading just grain. No? Oh, here we go. So yes, thank God I don't have to do the math here. I'm only, yeah, grain is just making 50 per port that I'm trading it to, but still, right, it all adds up. So yeah, Greece is going to be making me 71, I'm guessing, off of that, right? Per port that I'm trading it to, so that's going to be quite a bit. And that does not account for the farming, and they do have an 80% farm upgrade here, so they're making quite a bit off of that. I'm guessing this entire thing is off of farming, right? 945 is just farm income. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be, a pretty decent chunk of income I'm making off of Greece. Naples is going to be the big one, though, because they have silk and they also have olive oil. So I would like to get Naples, but I'm going to wait. I've talked about this before, but I will mention it again. Before I go to war with the papacy, I do want at least another point or two of influence left on my king. Now he's 43, so by the time I do take Naples, he's probably going to be kind of on his way out. Hopefully I do take Naples before he dies, because that's going to be the key here. That way, my new prince, or my new king, Prince Ferdinand, he will have a clean slate. Because if I do get excommunicated by attacking the papacy, which would make sense, then that just gets wiped clean once my king dies. But in the meantime, I don't want any rebellions and civil wars. So I want to get another point of influence or two on my current king. And to do that, I'm looking at... I will definitely get a crusade going. So when I take Cyprus, I can, send a crusade there. It's kind of silly, but it's only defended by one unit of Mamluk cavalry, but I want it. I want that crusade. I want that influence on my king. I may as well... So it's Leon, right? Leon gives +1 valor for the Knights of Santiago. It'd be good to get a crusade there. In fact, I think it's maybe the only province where I can build crusades. So let's do that. Going to cost 1,000 florins, but it should be worth it. So yeah, that way I can go here and take Greece. If Egypt does take Greece in the meantime, before my port is finished here in Crete, then that's fine. I can send my crusade to Greece. I'm going to be going to war with the Egyptians either way to take Cyprus. So if I have to go to war with them to take Greece, that's going to be fine. That way I can get 2 points of influence, 1 per the crusade for Greece and 1 for the crusade to Cyprus. So that should all be fine. And I'm going to be waiting for the port to finish so that I can send these armies, just because my defenses back here in Spain are sufficient, I think, hopefully. But definitely, France is prowling. They're on the prowl. So I need to kind of make sure that I don't take forces from Spain to go, take these provinces. So that should be going well. I'm working on getting this baronial court going. Yeah, the baronial court. I think that's the last building I need before I can train chivalric knights, which is going to be very, very nice. That's going to be so good. They're so good. They're very, very good heavy cav. And France already has them somewhere. Last time I remember, yeah, chivalric knights. They're just scary. They're terrifying. They're terrifying to face off against without having some of my own. I was just playing some custom battles last night, just trying to fine-tune my Almohad army compositions, and I feel like I've finally after hundreds of hours of playing this game and diving into those custom battles, I feel like I finally found an army comp that can beat an army that fields at least a handful of chivalric knights, like 2. 2 is the army that I was facing off against. The rest of the army is pretty well balanced as well, but yeah, it's taken me a long time to figure out an army count that the Almohads can field that can beat that. And in campaign, I don't have to worry too much because I can kind of just, when using my points and when using my economy. But on the battlefield, it's kind of a different thing, right? You need the right army comps to beat these units. And playing as a Catholic faction, it's a bit easier, right? You can just kind of match the other Catholic faction's strengths a lot of times because the strengths are going to be the same, right? Every Catholic faction can train chivalric knights, and every faction in the game can train the same ranged units, the crossbows and the archers and the Pavis arbalesters and all that good stuff. Not the specialty units, but they all can at least train up to the Pavis arbalesters, which is a very, very good skirmish unit. So those are kind of the equal grounds that we all stand on. Now, as far as units go, I probably should go back to I don't want to. So I have been training arbalesters here in Navarre, and I'm working on getting my master boyar so I can train my Pavis arbalesters. I guess I could just keep training regular arbalesters in the meantime. It feels like a waste, but I mean, I'll use them. Like, what the hell? The Bafis arbalesters are very, very nice. It's nice to have that shield protecting them. But regular arbalesters move faster, and that means they get tired slower. And I gotta say, so like in my last Elmoheads episode when I was fighting in the desert, I feel like the Pavis really messed me up. I knew that I wanted the non-Pavis archer units as my reinforcements so that they could come join my army faster, but I thought that it would be okay if I brought the Pavis units in my initial army, just to kind of march along with my initial army. And man, that was not the right play, because I feel like, I don't think that's the entire reason why I lost the battle, but I think one of the things that really messed me up was I had units running away when they had taken barely any casualties. And I think that a part of that's just because they were exhausted. So it's definitely, even though the Pavis is really, really worth it, there's definitely, a use for non-Pavis units. Now, considering that my upcoming battles are probably going to be taking place in Europe and not so much in the desert. I mean, I say that there are French armies in the desert, but I don't see myself really, diving in here and trying to dig them out. I see myself fighting in Europe, and if the Egyptians want to kind of come in here and help me out with the, fighting the French, we did get an Almohad's reemergence. I don't know if I can take credit for that. Maybe I can by using my agents. Maybe I started this, but man, it's like all archers and guns. Goddamn. I don't know if this can really do anything against the French forces here in North Africa. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know. Unless like the fights between the AI really take into account the whole desert aspect of units getting tired. Because there are units here that the French have that should not really be in a desert, chivalric sergeants and halberdiers. These guys have heavy armor. And here we go. Yeah, some PV's crossbows. We were just talking about these. So I wonder if the AI auto-resolve calculation does take into effect the terrain that they're fighting in. I don't know. I don't know if it does. I don't know. If it does, the Almohead stacks here might have a chance, but I feel like the AI auto-resolve just kind of takes into effect the melee force, the melee power of each individual armies. So yeah, I'm not too sure about that. In any case, though, as I was saying, I will be taking Greece in probably 3 turns from now. Probably won't wait at all. And can I change, get some more money out of this? Yeah, I can. Low, normal. Can I do normal? Yes, I can. Corsica, can I do very high? Yeah, I think so. Just gotta squeeze a little bit of more money out of here. I'm being greedy, of course. I probably don't even need that. And let's see, what else can I, so I can start building caravels, my tier 2 boats here in Malta. So let's kind of get rid of that and get some more caravels, because ultimately I am gearing up for a war with the French. Because if we look at my points, I'm tied with Egypt. I'm not worried about them because I'm making more than them. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they're making 12 and I'm making a lot more than 12. So, yeah, I'm not worried about them, at least for now. And it's just France that I don't think I don't see myself catching up to France. Not in the next, like it's going to be 120 years or something before this campaign's over. So, yeah, that'd be kind of tight. That'd be kind of tight. So I think that I will have to go to war with them. And I have been sending assassins to try to kill off the French family. That would be nice. In fact, I think this is a new king, is it? Yeah, 25. I think it might just be him and then one other heir. But I can't quite remember. It's definitely worth sending some assassins his way to see if I can cap him and get him out of the way. But, if that does fail, if I can't actually kill the French the clean way, then I will have to go in there and invade their territories and really mess them up. But that's going to be a big battle, right? Like they have so much more than me. They own a lot. They own like a quarter of this map, if not more. And I think that the only way that I really have like an advantage over them currently is my navy. I think in my navy is pretty spread out. Like they have they have a bit of a navy. Not like the Danes in my Almaheads campaign. Like the Danes have a crazy navy in that campaign, but in this campaign, like the French have some boats in the water, so I need to keep building boats. I don't know, can I even build my tier 3 boats yet? I don't think I'm there yet. Damn, why am I not? What else do I need? Like my master boat builder? Is that what it is? Yeah, I'm building that here in Valencia. Yeah, my shipbuilders guild. So that's going to allow me to build cogs, which is my my 3rd tier. And that's going to be very necessary, because like I said, I will be going to war with the French at some point. At some point. I'm not rushing off to war with them. I do want to focus on taking these provinces just because it will help out with my economy and getting it even better. I also want just the real estate. I want the provinces so that I can build and train stuff. Because if I go to war with France and they're trading units from, freaking, like 40, 50 provinces, and I can only train units from just a handful, that's not going to feel really good. So in my provinces that I can build boats, what I want to be doing is I want to be kind of branching out a bit so I can build boats, but also agents. I like building or trading agents. I like having like boats and agents provinces, and then I like having provinces that are training soldiers. So luckily for me, since I have the Iberian Peninsula, I have four whole provinces that do have the iron deposits, which allow me to build the metalsmiths, which allow me to get weapons upgrades for my soldiers, which is very, very good. And so that means, I have 4 provinces that are specialized in training up soldiers. So for the rest of my provinces, they can pretty much just kind of focus on all the other stuff, right? Artillery, I don't really care about the upgrades for, boats, agents. There's a lot to consider in this game. Sometimes you might forget, like, oh crap, I need somewhere where I can train, assassins or spies or something. And it's nice having this extra real estate that allows me to do that. Well, gosh darn, the Byzantines have reappeared, and oh man, my port had just been completed this turn. I was ready, like right now, to go and conquer Greece, and oh my god. So there's been a faction reemergence, and that looks like that's just 4 stacks? Is that 4 stacks? I will have to dive on in here and see. It looks like they are here in Nicaea as well. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I will have to go take a peek at that right now. Why not? So what do they have? They have just a metric crap ton of naphtha throwers. And yeah, arbalesters, pavese crossbows, archers, so no ranged there. Same thing. 2 cataphractoi there. And then more ranged units, just all ranged. And then yeah, more all ranged units. So they don't have any melee. They just have the 2 cataphractoi, and then and for those of you, if I haven't mentioned it before, the cataphracts are just heavily armored horses, cavalry. Yeah, they're like the tanks of the ancient world. They're just really heavily armored and really good heavy cav units. They do get outclassed by the really good knights of like chivalric knights, I believe, outclassed cataphracts. But cataphracts do have very heavy defense and armor and all that good stuff. So they just have the 2 of them. That does not mean though that this would be a walkthrough, just like a cakewalk, just because they don't have any melee soldiers. At least in Shogun. Like in Shogun, man, archers would wreck you. Like fighting up against the archer hordes that the Yasugi typically would field. A lot of times I would think like, okay, I got this, no big deal, but I would just get wrecked by, arrows. Now, I don't think that arrows in this game are as effective. I think that the armor is typically heavier And there is more of a prominence of heavy, armored cavalry that can typically weather the storm of arrow fire to allow, the army to get into melee combat with, a force like this. But then considering that, they have guns and then they have these naphtha throwers. Now, I don't know if the naphtha throwers would be coming in on the second or on the first wave. I think a lot of times naphtha is saved for the second and third waves, but this would be a fight. Now, they will have to contend with the rebels first. Gosh, I mean, I could go in there like right now. I could attack right now. Man, I don't think I can beat this. I don't think I can beat that Byzantine reemergence. Dang. What do they have here in Nicaea? I just want curious. So they actually do have some more melee forces here, which is too bad for them. I think these forces were already here. Yeah, because they can't train these forces. They can't train chivalric sergeants. These were the rebel forces here in Nicaea that joined them. So that's good for them, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's a big one. I do have a crusade that is... I have a crusade marker that's one turn away from being finished here in Leon. That's not going to give me enough, though. I want some heavy cav to run down these units. What do I have for heavy cav in these armies? Some feudal knights there. Another unit of feudal knights. 2, yeah. Yeah, that's not quite enough. That's not quite enough. I think I will need to get together a stronger force to beat that. Now, what do I do in the meantime? Oh wow! Oh my goodness! They're taking Cyprus as well, and this is holy shit! This is okay. I mean, it's more of the same, but this army has some Bavise arbalesters, which is that's some firepower. But yeah, it's more of the same. They have demi-culverins as well, though. Huh. As far as artillery that is mainly intended to bring down fortifications goes, demi-culverins actually do a decent job against personnel as well. They have a pretty good, multi-application against fortifications and people. Huh. Wow, that's fascinating. So, the good news is that I don't have to go to war with the Egyptians to take Cyprus. That will save me some money. I just have to go to war with the Byzantines. And I can, once I take Cyprus and Greece, I can get that ceasefire with the Byzantines just by evacuating my boats from all of these regions that border Nicaea. I can do that for one turn, and then I can get that automatic ceasefire, and that should be all groovy. So, speaking of automatic ceasefires, I've been trying to fucking kill these Mongol boats just because they're annoying me. I mean, he started it. He's attacking me, and then I can't get the ceasefire because his boats are in territories with my units. And yeah, he fucking sunk my boat in the Western Mediterranean, which is really important because this is one of those deep sea areas that just kind of connects a lot. So if one of the boats in my chains, in my coastal regions, goes down in a storm or something, my trade's going to be absolutely wrecked, for a turn or so. So, yeah, not having the units in my deep sea regions that's really bad. It's really, really bad. So, let's see. Let's send, 4 boats, I guess, to do that. It's typically really good to, have a presence here in the Straits of Gibraltar as well, just because this is also very, very important as far as the trading chain goes. This is important, so let's bring a boat over here, and yeah, I need more boats. I need more boats. I'm working on it here. I'm just training up, or I'm just building these barks here in Sardinia and Corsica, but eventually I will be building my caravels, and I'm also working on getting up to, I'm getting my Shipbuilders Guild? Was this going to allow me to produce cogs? Yeah. Cogs, and then Valencia. Ooh, yeah. So I already can train them here in Valencia. Damn, I was going to start training the spies so that I can get, because right now I don't have any spies in these new island territories. I do have one in here in Malta, but a lot of these places don't have spies yet, so I'm kind of keeping the taxes low here in Sardinia. Well, normal, but you know, it's too low for my taste. And yeah, so I want spies, obviously, to keep my people happy, you know, quote unquote happy. And I guess it's just Crete and Malta, I suppose, are the only places that need spies. So yeah, I'll spend 2 turns just training them here in Valencia. And then after that, it's going to be cogs all the way. Look at this boat, man. That looks like a pretty serious boat. Attack of 4, defensive 2, speed of 2. The cog has come about thanks to shipwrights, experiments, and gradual improvements in shipbuilding and rigging. A cog is a sturdy vessel with a deep draft, so it can carry a large crew and troops. With demi-cannons as well, it is a handy all-rounder in combat. Yeah, dude, I want those. It does take 4 turns to train. Holy shit. Man. Costs 1,000. And support cost is 20, which is, yeah, more than the Caravel, but still. Like, it's the same as the Bark. I don't get that. I don't get how the Barks have such high support costs, but whatevs. Yeah, anyway, as soon as these spies are trained up here in Valencia, I'm going to get going with my cogs, and I'm working on the building here, the Shipbuilders Guild here in Portugal, so I can get cogs going as well. And yeah, once I fill the ocean with cogs, no one should mess with me. Because I think I'm should be far ahead of everyone else. Like at that point. I don't think France is really focusing on their navy. I just kind of take a peek around. I've seen a lot of barks. Yeah, the tier 1 boats for France. And that's not going to do well for them. They got some caravels up here, but that's not enough. You know, when I come for that booty, like they're gonna really wish that they had some better boats. Because once I win the naval war, I can attack them anywhere. And anywhere, by anywhere I mean anywhere, because they have forces everywhere, all on this map. Like, they won't know where I'm coming. So, I mean, the answer is for their family. I'll be going after their family once the time comes. Because, yeah, that's what I'm trying to kill right now. I'm trying to get after this. Oh, he moved. No, he didn't move. He's here. Yeah, Prince Henry. Is yeah, he's hanging out in Toulouse, and all of my assassins are dying trying to kill him, but you know what? I'm gonna keep trying because it's just one life at a time. I know, I'm sorry, the assassin's life is cheap, but you know, if I can kill the French family, I saw 2 heirs in total, so 2 heirs and 1 king. That might have changed by now, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Back to the main question, like, okay, I was kind of avoiding this, but back to this, like, what do I do? Oh, man. Like, do I just keep building up so that I can take these provinces? God damn. I wanted to, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I wanted to take, at least take Naples while this current king is still alive, so that he can take the brunt of any assumed excommunication. And the fact is, he's 46, and I don't know yet, but I think that princes, you know, kings start getting a chance of dying of old age once they hit, is it like 55 or 56 or maybe 57, somewhere around there. So we're not in the do or die part yet of his tenure. What does he have? So he has 5 influence. Gosh, you would think, you would think that I could bear the brunt of any population, loyalty issues if that were to happen. If I attacked the papacy, say in 4 years, he's going to be 50 years old in 4 years, and then just bear the brunt of being excommunicated for, so like what's the total, right? Like 5 turns, 6 turns, 7 turns. Maybe I wait until he's 50. Maybe I wait until he's 53. And then attack. Does the papacy have boats? They have 2 boats here. They have a dromon and then a galley. Or a bagla. They have a bagla and a dromon. Okay. Wait, no. Jesus, I'm getting these colors mixed up. Okay, so this is the papacy. And it's a dromon, and then this is the Egyptian boat, the Bagala. I was gonna, like, oh, that's really close. Okay, anyway, yeah, dromons are really weak, but they're super fast, so they're really hard to catch. They're really, really annoying boats, honestly. But that's it. Like, that's all they have. And I can attack from this angle as well. I don't need to kill that boat necessarily. It's just, once I start that war with them, that dromon's going to be kind of pestering me a little bit until I kill it. I don't think that, you know, this isn't going to be much of a thing. You know, taking Naples, right now they currently have 7 full units. 0 cav, it's mostly just archers and then like guns, and then 2 melee units, militia sergeants, and then feudal men-at-arms, but no cavalry. So like, you know, a heavy cav force can just wreck this. And they don't really have much that can reinforce immediately. The bulk of their forces are here in Croatia and then Venice as well. And I don't know how comfortable they're going to feel about repositioning these troops from these, you know, regions down to Naples. Especially if I can get rid of this. Like, as long as I keep a naval presence here in the Adriatic, they won't be able to, you know, hop across the ocean or the sea and reinforce here. So this should be beatable. What do they have here now? So this is a castle. No, a citadel. So this is a citadel. This is the 4th tier castle. And a barbican. And I'm not sure. I think that's the 1st tier of defensive upgrade for this. So definitely sizable. It is a good thing that I'm building up these demi-culverins here in Portugal. And then I was building them here in Valencia. I got 2 of them here in Valencia. So I will definitely take 3 of those here to Naples. So that's not going to happen quite yet, is it? I guess I'm going to wait. There's just no point in waiting and like using the Crusades. I will eventually use Crusades to take Greece and Cyprus, but that's probably going to happen for my next, you know, for my next in line, my next heir, just to get his influence up. I think that now my plan is going to shift away from this, just because I don't have the forces to beat probably either of these. I mean, even this one's looking kind of dicey. Even though it is all archers, I just see my army getting very, very shot up by a lot of bolts and arrows, and I don't see these guys having enough armor to really deal with that, or enough speed to deal with that. So I will have to build up before I take either of those provinces. In the meantime, you know, money's still okay, making 4,800. Trying to kill these Mongol boats. Once I kill those Mongol boats, I can hopefully get a ceasefire, an automatic ceasefire with them. I would have to, you know, leave Constantinople, but that's okay. But yeah, I want that. I want that ceasefire because I'm avoiding the Black Sea right now, which is annoying because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ports out here that I could be making money from. So yeah, I want this ceasefire with the Mongols. This is really annoying. And then I also up here I had to leave the Baltic because they have this little sliver of land bordering the Baltic here in Lithuania. And that's another potential one. Oh my God, is there only 1 port here in the Baltic? Jesus, that's it's kind of sad. God. Man, come on, guys, get it together and build some shit up here. Jesus, it's not the Dark Ages anymore. All right, well, I guess I will have to wait on this. And in the meantime, hopefully these forces get beaten up by wars. Hopefully they attack other factions and yeah, they get beaten up and get a little bit worn down. That would be great. And, you know, that's going to make the potential invasions of these 2 regions easier, hopefully. This is just going to be a nightmare regardless because they're obviously stuck. They're just stuck here until they can build some boats. We'll see if that ever happens. But these guys could actually branch out a little bit and maybe get damaged in the process. They're just going to be, these guys are just going to be powerful forever until I go kill them. So, yeah. Oh well, in any case, yeah, let's wait. I suppose, how many turns am I waiting? Like, seven turns? Until he's like 53, and maybe six turns. Until he's 52, and then I can attack Naples. And it'd be 1 turn to attack, a 2nd turn to take the castle. You know, he would be like 54-ish, and hopefully on death's bed by the time he gets excommunicated. And yeah, hopefully things don't go too bad, because Naples can be, it can be a good one. Naples can be a good one, so I would like to take this, and also, like, looks like they have some good stuff here too. Merchants Guild. I think that's the, is that the 3rd tier traders building? It might be, yeah. Yeah, that got some good stuff, and they have some buildings here as well that indicates that I could train some soldiers here as well. They have is it a dockyard? I think that's the 2nd tier one, so that I could potentially, is it the dockyard? Yeah, so I would be able to build caravels there as well, as long as I don't, you know, destroy that dockyard while I'm sacking the province. So Naples would be good. So, but in the meantime, I'm just going to keep building up my forces, waiting for my king to get just a little bit older, and then that will be my next invasion. Oh yeah, buddy, here we go. It is time for the Chivalric Knights to take the freaking field. Chivalric Knights represent a considerable improvement in arms and armor. They and their horses are well protected by plate mail and barding. Their lances give them an advantage in the charge, and they are trained to fight from childhood. They are a true elite, but can be impetuous in battle. And yeah, that's something, if I haven't talked about that before, that's something that all of the knights have in this game. It's something that sets them apart from the other heavy cav. Like, there's some pretty decent heavy cav units in this game, but the thing that makes knights separate from heavy cav, the role is the same, don't get me wrong. The role is the same, but knights are typically more heavily armored. But the trade-off is that they're impetuous, which means that they could charge without orders. In fact, it does say it right down there at the bottom. May charge without orders. And that can be annoying, but it's not... You can tell them immediately, if you catch it, you can tell them immediately to, like, back off. But it is definitely something that happens where you're like, oh no, stop it. The good news is that once they're in combat, they're typically doing okay anyway. So a lot of times it's like, oh, well, I may as well let you fight. Go ahead and fight. I get that a lot with the Ghazi infantry that's used by the Muslim factions. It's also impetuous. So, but it's like, it's, you know, once it's in combat, it's like, ah, oh, whatever. You're killing a lot of people, so you're doing okay. So here in Lyon, what is the support cost difference? So 73 for feudal knights, and then 85 for chivalric knights. Yeah, no joke, but definitely worth it. As soon as I'm finished trading up this unit of chivalric knights, we're just going, or feudal knights, I'm going chivalric all the way. And that's going to be big. Like that, you know, I don't know. The unit, yeah, like 4 units of chivalric knights with whatever I have here in Crete, that could be enough just to like take Cyprus, along with whatever units that I bring with my crusade. Yeah, I think that could be good. Now, this castle, it turns out, is never going to fall unless they directly assault the castle. Because 23 men is not going to be, like, there's enough food in here to keep those men going forever. So, it's going to be interesting to see if they actually assault this castle or not. Because they could lose a lot of people if they do. That'd be really big, so. Anyway, I got 4 turns. I'm going to wait 4 turns for my chivalric knights to come on the field. And instead of sending them to my borders, you know, to help defend against potentially the French, I'm going to send them off to take more territories. I don't know if that's going to be the smart thing, but I'm just going to keep training them nonstop for the rest of the campaign. Or no, that's not true. I'm going to keep training them until I can get my lancers going. Those are going to be, I mean, you think, I mean, from based on what I've told you, you think the chivalric knights are good. The lancers are just booty. Like they are, oh man, they are so good. They're so good. And this building also does give +1 valor to. This is super annoying that these buildings don't mention what units they give the +1 valor to, you just assume that it's pretty much every other unit of this class that's underneath Lancers. But that's just an assumption. So like +1 valor, this would be for like pretty much every horse unit, but I don't know if that's really every single horse unit or if there's a few of them that are left out. And that's the same for all of these buildings. Like the top tier Boyar building is, it'll say +1 valor, and you're like, okay, for what? Most of everything that has a bow. Was it actually for everything? I'm not quite sure. It'd be nice if it actually just kind of listed it all out and told you. But in any case, yeah, so Master Horse Breeder, what else do I have? Master Armor, so I would need to get a Master Armor first before I can build the Lancers. To get the Master Armor, I need to get the Fortress first. Master Spearmaker. Okay, so I need to get the Master Spearmaker as well. So I'm a little ways away. So yeah, I'm not quite there yet. I'm really not, which is kind of too bad, but I think it's worth getting these buildings first before I get the fortress. Yeah. Yeah, because these can be useful buildings. So let's get a metalsmith's workshop. And then let's get a let's actually get a Master Horse Breeder for that +1 valor. Assuming that that's gonna, you know, give me +1 valor for my chivalric knights. Even if it gives +1 valor to my Gentes, yeah, because I have Gentes here. So I'm assuming that would be the case as well. So let's get that. And then what else? The Spearmaker's Workshop? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, let's get that as well. And then we can start working on the fortress after those buildings are done. In the meantime, the chivalric knights will do just fine. They will do just fine. But yeah, once I get those lancers out, then it's time to like take it to the French, because then I will have something on the field that's better than anything they can only dream of. So here in Granada, let's keep training up assassins, just to keep trying, you know, just keep trying to kill some Frenchies. Just look at Byzantine go. Man, oh man, they are not wasting any time. They went right back after Egypt, like they're looking for revenge. And they took Bulgaria and Serbia in the same turn. And they still have all of these forces back here in Greece. Man, they are just Byzantine unleashed. Holy shit. And so this is going to last 3 turns before the keep in Bulgaria falls, and then the castle here is going to last 2 turns before it falls here in Serbia. And the Egyptians do have a stack of forces here in Hungary that could do something, but Egypt is, this Hungarian force is pretty cut off, and the Egyptians are still at war with the French. They'd be better off just abandoning Hungary at this point and trying to reunite this stack of forces with the rest of their people if they could. But man, they'd have a lot of forces, a lot of enemies to fight through. You know, they have to fight through the Byzantines first, and then the Mongols hold Constantinople now, so yeah, this Hungarian force of Egyptians is probably doomed. And the Byzantines did take Cyprus as well, and I must say, I feel like they didn't take nearly as many casualties as they should have. Just assaulting the castle itself should have, you know, taken hundreds of lives based on my experience. So looking at these armies, they are not nearly banged up enough. And that's not fair. I'm going to have to call CA and be like, CA, please, come on. Come on, guys. This isn't fair. But you know what? That's whatevs. I will get around to it. Like I said, once my chivalric knights are trained up, this army is doomed. I will be going after Cyprus first. Should I do them first? I don't know. I'll think about it. Now that the Byzantines are kind of spreading out a little bit here, Greece definitely looks more achievable. But I mean, obviously the forces are still just right there, so it's not completely wide open, right? But it kind of it does depend though on if there's going to be any sort of reaction here from anyone, the Egyptians or the Mongols. They are not at war with the Mongols, but that could change. So I will keep an eye on that. And what else? I feel like there's something else. This freaking Mongol fleet up here is just still being annoying. So I'm going to try to deal with that. I've sent a few boats into the Atlantic to try to deal with these Mongol boats. Who would have thought? Yeah, campaign derailed by Mongol Navy. Just crazy stuff. What was it I was going to say? Oh, yeah, you're right. I have a new title here. So I have a new office. Master of the King's Horses. That I'm pretty sure I just finished a building, right? Like the stable or some shit. Was it? Why can't I see what I built? Is there? Did I not just build a stable or like the stable thingy, or am I going crazy? Well, in any case, I have a title to hand out. I have a new office, so it's gonna give +2 command and +2 loyalty. And I think I have just the guy. I was looking around at my generals, my officers. I have a 4-star here, Don Ramiro de Agreda. And he looks pretty formidable, right? I mean, he has tons of dread, decent piety, good loyalty, 4 command. I can bring him up to 6 command, 5 acumen. He's not a governor yet. And something that makes me think that he should be a governor is that he's a steward. I thought they could only get this trait if you were a governor, because this gives +10 happiness and +10% to agricultural production. So that's good stuff, right? His program of developing local farmlands and his regular attention to farming matters has increased local agricultural output. See, that doesn't make any sense. That would only come from being a governor. Because this is saying that he got better at this by doing it. So what happened? Did he just take up gardening on his own time and then he just got this trait? That'd be funny, right? The gardening knight. Part general, part gardener. So other than that, though, he's also a natural leader. So he's going to be giving his army +2 morale as well, which will be nice. So I think he will be my next governor of Greece once I do finally take it, or Naples, whichever. Like whatevs. I'm casual. That's what they call me. You know, casual con. So if I go like here at the farming for Naples, what do we got? It's not in alphabetical order, is it? Yes, it is. Oh yeah, it's not on here. What am I looking at? Yeah. So I guess the farming would be. They do have trade coming. Not much though. Not much of this is trade, and they only have a 20% farming upgrade in here, Naples. So I'd probably want him here in Greece. I think Greece is going to be making more farming. Why happened to their farming? Oh, so they do have a farming upgrade here in Greece. How did I miss this? What's wrong with my eyes? Why am I not seeing things? Okay, am I going back here? Is there like the building that I was looking for? No, it's not. Okay. How did I completely miss this? I looked over it just a million times. Were you all just screaming at your computer screens like it's right there? So it's not just right there though, but the income went down. Like, why did it go down? Because when it was rebel held, it was like making 9 something off of farms, I thought, because rebels can't trade, right? That's what I was told. Rebels can't trade, and now the income went down. Now that it's held by the Byzantines, am I just missing something really super obvious right now? I don't know. I don't know, but in any case, yeah, I think that this general, Don Agleda, will be my next governor of Greece. But in the meantime, I can give him this, the Master of the King's Horses. Oops, let me grab it correctly. There you go. There you go. 6 stars, man. Nice to see. 6 stars is a good general. However, I think that's it for this turn. I think, where's my king at? Yeah, he's still 4 turns away from where I want him to be before I'm, willing to attack the papacy. But yeah, as I was saying, this is looking more tempting now. It really is. So I'm going to keep an eye on this and see what happens with the Byzantine forces. If they look weak, then Greece is mine. That's what I'm talking about. Egypt and the Mongols teaming up to take on some Byzantines. All right. Not really sure what happened there, but you know what? I like the looks of it. The Golden Horde, the Mongols did retreat from Pomerania from the French. Boo. And the French are retreating from the Germans? Okay. That never happens. The Khan... Okay, so the Khan has died. Not this Khan, though. So we got a French crusade that has been declared and it's marching on Palestine. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Okie dokie. So they're probably going to achieve that, I'd think. Brave beyond belief. +3 morale. That's a good one. That's a really, really good one. So is this crusade going to march through my territories? It really looks like it is, isn't it? Oh man, okay. I'm going to finally like learn from my mistakes in the past, and I'm moving my troops out of Aragon this time. You know, this is pissing me off. This is so bullshit. And they just like, I think so. Last time, I don't think, as long as I've ships, like, because crusades can use their allies' boats, which is kind of cool. So last time they just marched into my territory, and then I don't think he stopped at Aragon. I thought they like went into Castile or Valencia or something and then used my boats, but in any case, I barely have any troops in these provinces anyway. It's mostly just Aragon, so I'm moving my armies this time. God damn it. I'm not just gonna stand here and take this. No siree. So let's move all of these forces out. Let's move you out. Like, this is the thing. This entire time, I've still been retraining units that were depleted from the last French Crusade. In fact, how's my zeal here? Yeah, zeal 61%. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, gosh. So do I move these units? I don't know if I care that much. No, I'll leave. I'm already going to replenish them. So like, whatever, you know, whatever. I just hope that the French don't freaking, like invade me, you know, this is why I've always been afraid of doing this, is because if you leave weak borders, at least in Shogun, that was inviting in a war. Now in Shogun, the whole idea with, you know, treaties and being allies and stuff, there was no repercussions for betraying an ally in Shogun. So, you know, you really did want to keep your borders strong, because as soon as you know, essentially invite that attack, you're inviting them to break that alliance. The only repercussion is that they're not making that alliance money income, you know, that 250 koku per year. That was the only detriment in Shogun. Whereas in this game, there actually is a whole thing where you can lose influence by betraying an ally. So there is that. I'm hoping that that's going to be enough to stop them from invading me. I would hope. I mean, they are at war with a handful of folks: the Egyptians, the Germans, and the Mongols. Be nice if the papacy got involved, but the papacy just isn't strong enough. Yeah, we'll have to see. So the Byzantines did get pushed back. Man, they barely have anything here in Greece. Oh man, that's so tempting. That's so tempting. So what do they have here in Serbia? So these forces. So this is going to fall at the end of this turn. But would these Egyptian forces, would they come over here to Serbia and try to relieve this siege and just like mess up these Byzantines? I think they would. But also, would that just push the Byzantines back to Greece? Yeah, I think so. I'm going to keep an eye on this development. I'm not going to... Gosh, it's so tempting. Taking Greece right now, there's a really, really good chance. It's hard to know, like, why or when this happens, but sometimes the enemy will retreat to the castle, and sometimes the AI will just completely abandon the province itself. And gosh, it's hard to say. If they retreated to the castle, I'd be kind of screwed because then I'd have to use my artillery and, you know, attack this castle. Lose a lot of men potentially. Well, not potentially. I would lose a lot of men. And that would be that. And in the meantime, these forces could come in and attack me. However, if these forces just abandon the province, then the castle's mine without a fight, you know, and if I get attacked, well, so what? I can defend the castle. I can reinforce the province if I wanted to. All good stuff. So, gosh, it's tempting. It's really tempting because I don't think these forces would stand and fight. There's like nothing here. And now that they've angered the Egyptians, you know, that's something that they have to worry about. So that might be worth it. And I think I have just like, gosh, I only have 1 unit of chivalric knights, but I might take that 1 unit and send it to Greece. You know, I want Greece. I want Greece bad. And then I can take Cyprus afterwards. I just, yeah, I definitely don't want the Egyptians to take it. That's the thing also, because I don't want them to come down here and be like, all right, we're going to take Greece because, not that oh man. It'd be really nice to be able to take these provinces without having to go to war with Greece, or, you know, Egypt and the Byzantines. And the fact that the Byzantines have taken Cyprus now means that I could just do this by going to war with just the Byzantines. But if the Egyptians come in here with their 5 stacks and take Greece, then I'm kind of screwed because I don't think the Byzantines can remove the Egyptians from Greece, you know, with what they have. So I think I need to make my attack this turn. And hopefully these units just retreat. And if not, hopefully I have enough units that can bring in as reinforcements. At this point, I am just a little bit wary of starting this war with the Byzantines right now. I mean, it is going to happen during this turn. I just don't think it's going to happen this night because I'm getting towards what I think is going to be the end of this episode. Or, I mean, it's going to be the end of this episode. I just don't want this episode to get a little bit too long. So I'm going to end it here, and this battle is going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Conistep playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.